What's up, everyone? I wanted to quickly go over the numbers for Wrack as a franchise. Just do a little like post-mortem on Reclamation here. Was anyone asking for this video? No. But is it important? Also, no. But hopefully it'll prove to be therapeutic in some kind of way. So I don't know. Maybe I get something out of it. Maybe you get something out of it. I don't know. But I think it's important to kind of look at this game and see how it performed because I think there's a lot of other developers out there who I don't know, probably in a similar situation where maybe their game isn't doing so hot. So all right, so let's take a look at some of the numbers, starting with the original Rack. So this made about 100,000, which might sound like a lot, but considering that we worked on this for like 6 years, and there were multiple people working on it, like it amounts to about like me making about 20,000 a year, 15,000 a year, or something. It was actually it's like I couldn't move out, I couldn't really like like funding the next game was going to be difficult. But I managed to kind of make do with this number. And so like this is like 100,000 like based on like 21,000 units sold on Steam. So like a lot of this was coming on like sales, like deep discounts, which I imagine is how Steam usually goes. But and then so like this number like got propped up a little bit. So it's like we probably made 100,000, even though Steam is taking like 70% of this, which comes out to like 80,000 or something. But bundles basically is how we made we made the rest of that money. So like 42,000 coming from bundles. It's quite a bit. But like I really want to highlight this, the median playtime. That's actually really good. For a game that was basically crap. It's we're just spoiler. We're not seeing this kind of retention from players as time goes on. But yeah, so Wrack did about 100,000, which we were hoping for more. But anyway, I won't spoil future things. So okay, so that's that one. So let's go to Exoverse here. Now that this is another 5 years, another massive investment on our part. It's like we really leveled up the concept of the game. The assets. It's like a lot of the monsters in Wrack were pretty poorly modeled and everything, but here it's like we really like got our act together. It's like we updated the art style, assets and animations. Especially the animations got a lot better, more content, more weapons and everything. 5 years, and that produced $8,788. So obviously this was like really disappointing, not really what we were hoping for. And we were like this game, it came out in early access, and we were hoping for like a big influx of cash because like that's what happened with Wrack. But we only got like a couple thousand, and it's like okay, we were hoping to be able to like finish the game, with the money we made from early access, and instead we were just kind of dead in the water with no real way to recover. So, but we learned our lesson from this game. We decided no early access. We're going to give people a complete product. We came back. We gave people what they wanted. A lot of people were saying that it's like oh my god, Wrack would do so well like in this landscape now with it's like these games are doing so well like Dusk and everything, and it's like it'd be great if we had like a version of the original Wrack that was actually good. And so like our plan was basically to so basically we did that, and drum roll, how did that turn out? The answer is this. So Reclamation, the big Wrack comeback project. or it's like we went back, we fixed everything with the game. We it's like we really try to like perfect all the assets and everything. Everything was like as polished as it could be. It's like the game had a hook. It's like the whole streak system and everything. Supers, all that fun stuff. We really did everything we could. From marketing standpoint, and like gave people a complete game, complete. It's the first time we like really had a game out there that's like not left in like an unfinished state. It's really like totally finished, start to finish. But yeah, and this is the results. $6,730. So now there is a little bit more here because this game also was in a bundle. Felt the need to be in a bundle right away. Sadly, we were in the Digifile bundle about a month ago, 2 months ago. So that got us a couple more thousand. But when Valve was taking their 70% of this, and we only got a couple more thousand, like yeah, that's it's a rough situation. So, and by the way, I just want to highlight the median time played. So, this is like a better version of the original Wrack. It is, everything's been refined and play tested, and really bug free and everything. But 26 minutes. So that's just this game. Just for whatever reason, it's just really not holding people's attention. So yeah. Now, the other thing I want to say about this game, and it's part of why I was like holding off, kind of doing this video, is this is the first game to release on the Switch. So it's like we were kind of hoping that it's like new players. It's okay. So like Steam, it's like there's like the excuse of like, okay, well there's Wrack. A lot of people have played that. They're not interested in playing a Reclamation. It's like they really prefer like a brand new Wrack game. So maybe there's not a lot of excitement around this game since it's a remake. But the Switch doesn't have that excuse. So it's like we were really trying to like get this game ready for the Switch, and like honestly releasing on Steam was kind of like an afterthought. So it's like we thought like putting this on the Switch, where people get this like really polished, nice, clean experience that's like a lot of fun. Like the game would really do well like on the Switch, and unfortunately, I've had very little correspondence with the publisher, so that is what it is. But last I checked, like it was basically on the exact same track. Yeah, or it's like a few days after launch, it was basically in the exact same place that it was on Steam. So I guess you could like double this number. But it's like well, I don't know. Nintendo's taking their cut and the publisher's taking their cut. So it's this number like, oops. So this number like probably doesn't even double. So it's rough no matter how you slice it. But yeah, so like, what do I think went wrong? Like, I don't know. It's really hard to say. Like, for one, it's like the genre. Like, do I think boomer shooters are dead? Like, no. I mean, Captain Wayne did well. It came out at around the same time. Same with that the Brazilian drug lord meme game. Like, that did well. Also, like that Mouse PI game. Like, that came out. That did well. So yeah. So I don't think it's the genre. Do I think the game is bad? Like, no. Like, if I'm to like pop over to Steam here, like we go here, go to the store page, like the reviews are like 100% positive. So like, I don't know. And there were a couple reviews that came from the like people who bought it in the bundle, like they left reviews, but like those don't count towards the Steam score. But like, it's fine. It's they're not really like hardcore like railing against it. No, but I mean like the reviews overall are just like really, really positive. So I don't know. I really am kind of at a loss here. Yeah, like our wish list numbers were like great going into it. Like we had like over like 7,000 like on release day, which got us into a popular upcoming for for at least a day. Like a whole 6 hours or so before it came out. Um, but like, if we look at the wish list breakdown, let's see, um, like it's like we like it started off strong, and then we let's see. This is like when the demo came out, like that was like pretty huge. And then this was Boomstock. So like we got a whole bunch more there. But then like Next Fest happened, and this was pretty disappointing. The amount of wish list we got from Next Fest, and that's just really like when um, like the everything kind of came off the tracks. It's like we hit release day. Like I know it seems like a lot, but yeah, just very quickly died down, and I don't know, like I just like not a lot of people like bought it on launch day. Only a couple hundred or so. So it's very disappointing. But yeah, like it's so hard predicting like what demand for anything is going to be in the market. Like it's like I thought this, there was real demand for this, but then when the time comes, like sadly it's not there. I mean sometimes things that look like a sure thing like don't perform, and sometimes things that you're just gonna take a flyer on end up blowing up. But I this honestly this isn't sustainable. I can't keep making games and losing money on all of them, and just kind of expect to survive and continue. At some point the market has spoken, and for whatever reason, they just don't like what we're making, and that's that. So like, is episode 2 happening? Like, I mean, guys, come on, you'd have to be crazy to think a game that sold like about 700 copies is getting any kind of additional content. I mean, we were fully ready to make it because like we did not expect this. We did not expect these numbers at all. It's like if it had at least like broken even, that I'd be open to doing it. But if every dollar we invest in this is just gonna go belly up, then there's sadly there is just no point. So those are my thoughts on the whole thing. Let me know what you think. Is does Wrack actually is it actually bad? Is it not fun? Is it confusing? You can let me know what you think about why it's underperformed. But I have cats who want to get in here, so I gotta get going. But yeah, just let me know what you think, and yeah, that's about it. Anyway, see you guys. Bye.